What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today's video, you have no idea. We are diving deep, and I mean deep, into one of the most fascinating places on Earth, Egypt. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pyramids, mummies, pharaohs, maybe you're picturing that scene from The Mummy Returns with The Rock as the Scorpion King. Yes, all of that is awesome, but I'm here to tell you there is so much more to Egypt than what you see in the movies. It's like finding out your quiet grandpa was secretly a rock star in the 70s. Get this. We're going to uncover some secrets that will totally blow your mind. We're talking about everything from ancient dental hygiene, yes, you heard that right, toothpaste, to the real story behind Cleopatra. It's going to be a wild ride through history, and trust me, some of these facts are so surprising, you'll be dropping them at your next dinner party, and everyone will think you're a genius. It's like, oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, I'm kind of an Egypt expert now. So grab a snack, get comfortable, because we're about to go on an adventure that's more epic than a Nile River cruise. We're peeling back the layers of sand in time to reveal a side of Egypt you've never seen before. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Here are 10 surprising facts about Egypt that you probably didn't know. Alright, let's kick things off with a big one, literally. We all know the 7 wonders of the ancient world, right? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. It's like the original Avengers lineup of amazing structures. Well, guess what? Only one of them is still around today, giving us the ultimate FOMO for what the others looked like. And it's right there, in Egypt. I'm talking about the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's the ultimate survivor, the champion, the heavyweight title holder of ancient architecture. It's been standing for over 4,500 years. My phone can't even last a full day. Here's the fun fact that gets me every time. The Great Pyramid was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. Can you even wrap your head around that? For nearly 4 millennia, nothing built by human hands was taller. Not cathedrals, not towers, nothing. It's like it was holding the world record for tallest thing ever for longer than most civilizations have even existed. It wasn't until the Lincoln Cathedral was built in England in 1311 that it finally got beat. That's just, wow, mind-boggling. Okay, fact number 2 is something we all do every single day. Or, at least I hope we all do, brushing our teeth. Where do you think toothpaste came from? Silicon Valley? Some fancy lab in Switzerland? Nope. Try ancient Egypt, thousands of years ago. That's right, the ancient Egyptians were pioneers in dental care. They wanted that pearly white smile even back then. I guess nobody wants to have a conversation with a mummy with bad breath, right? It just makes sense when you think about it. They were ahead of their time, so how did they do it? They didn't have a tube of crest, that's for sure. Their recipe was a little grittier? They created a powder made from things like crushed rock salt, mint, dried iris flowers, and a dash of pepper. Some formulas even included ox hooves and burnt eggshells. You'd mix it with your saliva to make a paste and scrub away. It sounds a little intense, kind of like brushing your teeth with sand. But hey, it was innovative. They were concerned about having clean teeth and fresh breath, which is pretty relatable, even 5,000 years later. Let's talk about the heart and soul of Egypt, its literal lifeline, the Nile River. This isn't just any river, it's the longest river in the entire world. It stretches for over 6,650 kilometers, or about 4,132 miles. To put that in perspective, that's like driving from New York City to Los Angeles, and then turning around and driving halfway back. It's a beast of a river, flowing all the way from the heart of Africa up to the Mediterranean Sea. It's the main character in Egypt's story. And its importance? Oh my gosh, you can't overstate it. The ancient historian Herodotus called Egypt the gift of the Nile, and he wasn't kidding. The river's predictable annual floods deposited rich, fertile black silt along its banks, which made farming possible in the middle of a desert. Without the Nile, there would be no food, no crops, no ancient Egyptian civilization as we know it. It was their highway for trade, their source of water, and the foundation of their entire world. Everything revolved around the rhythm of this incredible river. You know how we love our game nights? Monopoly, Catan, maybe a little Mario Kart? Well, get this. The ancient Egyptians were exactly the same. They absolutely loved to kick back and play board games. It wasn't just for kids either. People from all social classes, from the pharaohs down to the farmers, enjoyed a good game. We've found game boards carved into temple floors and buried in tombs, which means they wanted to keep playing even in the afterlife. Now that's dedication. Imagine being like, okay, got a pack for eternity. Don't forget the board games. Their absolute favorite, the undisputed champion of Egyptian game night, was a game called Senet. It's one of the oldest known board games in history, dating back over 5,000 years. The board has 30 squares, and players would race their pieces across the board based on throws of sticks or knucklebones, kind of like ancient dice. It wasn't just for fun, though. It had a deep spiritual meaning. The journey across the board represented the soul's journey through the underworld. Landing on special squares could help or hinder your passage to the afterlife. It was high-stakes gaming. All right, let's talk about one of the most famous figures in all of history, Cleopatra. When you picture her, you probably think of the ultimate Egyptian queen, right? Elizabeth Taylor, the eyeliner, the whole vibe. Well, prepare to have your mind blown, because here's the twist. Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian. I know, it feels like finding out Santa Claus is from Florida. But it's true. She was the last ruler of a dynasty that was not native to Egypt at all. So where was she from? Greece. Her family, the Ptolemaic dynasty, descended from Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander the Great's generals. He took control of Egypt after Alexander's death, and his family ruled for almost 300 years. They were culturally and ethnically Greek. Now, to be fair to Cleopatra, she was the only one in her entire family line who bothered to learn the Egyptian language and embrace Egyptian customs and religion. She was savvy. She knew she had to connect with her people. So while her bloodline was Greek, she made herself an Egyptian queen in spirit. Are you a cat person or a dog person? In ancient Egypt, there was only one right answer, and it was definitely cat person. Cats weren't just cute pets to them, they were considered sacred, almost divine animals. They were revered for their elegance and grace, but also for a very practical reason. They were amazing hunters. They protected homes and granaries from snakes, scorpions, and rats that could eat the food supply or spread disease. A cat in the house was basically the best security system you could ask for. This respect went way beyond just appreciating their pest control skills. Cats were associated with the goddess Bastet, who was the goddess of home, fertility, and protection. Many Egyptians kept cats as pets and mummified them when they died, burying them in special cat cemeteries with all the respect of a human family member. Harming a cat, even by accident, was a huge crime that could be punishable by death. They took their feline friends very, very seriously. It was the ultimate cat lover's paradise. Let's talk about time. How do we know it's Tuesday, or that it's July? We can thank the ancient Egyptians for getting that whole system started. They were incredible astronomers and mathematicians, and they needed a way to predict the Nile's annual flood, which was super important for their survival. So, they developed one of the first solar calendars in history. They were looking up at the stars and figuring out the schedule for the entire planet. It's just amazing. They didn't have apps or notifications, they had the sky. They noticed that the star Sirius would reappear in the sky right before the floods began each year. By tracking this, they calculated that a year was 365 days long. They divided it into 12 months of 30 days each, which adds up to 360 days. So what about the extra 5? They added 5 special festival days at the end of the year to celebrate the birthdays of their gods. This 365-day system was so accurate that it became the foundation for the Julian calendar, introduced by Julius Caesar, which then evolved into the Gregorian calendar that most of the world uses today. So every time you check your calendar, you can give a little nod to the ancient Egyptians. When we talk about ancient civilizations, we often think of Rome or Greece, which are incredible, of course. But Egypt's history makes them look like the new kids on the block. We're talking about a civilization with more than 5,000 years of recorded history. That is an almost unimaginable length of time. The first pharaohs united Upper and Lower Egypt around 3100 BC. To put that in perspective, the Great Pyramid was already ancient by the time Cleopatra came to power. She lived closer in time to us today than to the people who built the pyramids. This incredible longevity means Egypt has one of the richest, most complex histories on the planet. It's a story of dynasties rising and falling, of incredible artistic and architectural achievements, of religious evolution, and of interactions with countless other cultures. From the age of the pharaohs to Greek and Roman rule, through the rise of Christianity and Islam, all the way to the modern republic it is today. It's a continuous story that has been unfolding for millennia, with each era leaving its own unique mark on the land and its people. It's not just ancient history, it's the history of humanity. Let's zoom into the modern era for a second and talk about Egypt's incredible capital city, Cairo. It's a massive, sprawling, vibrant metropolis, and it has a beautiful nickname, the City of a Thousand Minarets. A minaret, if you don't know, is the tall, slender tower on a mosque from which the call to prayer is announced. And when you see the skyline of Cairo, you totally get why it has this name. It is just breathtaking. It's a testament to the city's deep Islamic heritage. Cairo has been a major center of Islamic life, culture, and scholarship for over a millennium. As different dynasties and rulers built mosques throughout the city over the centuries, the skyline filled with these elegant towers. Each one is a work of art, with unique architectural styles from different periods of history. So when you hear the call to prayer echoing across the city from all these different minarets, it's a powerful, beautiful sound that connects the modern, bustling city directly to its long and storied past. It's a living, breathing history lesson. We've talked a lot about ancient history, but let's end on a delicious note: modern Egyptian food, because you can't truly know a culture until you've tasted its food, right? And Egypt's street food scene is absolutely legendary. It's a flavorful, hearty, and super affordable way to experience the real taste of the country. Forget fancy restaurants. The best food is often found in the bustling streets and markets, served up fresh by vendors who have perfected their recipes over generations. It's food for the people. So what should you try? The undisputed king of Egyptian street food is koshari. It's this amazing carb-loaded bowl of goodness with rice, macaroni, and lentils, all topped with a spicy tomato sauce, garlic vinegar, and crispy fried onions. It sounds wild, but trust me, it's incredible. And of course, there's falafel, or as they call it in Egypt, ta'ameya. But instead of chickpeas, they make it with fava beans, which makes it lighter and greener on the inside. Served in a pita with tahini and salad, it's the perfect snack. It's a foodie paradise. And that's a wrap. How amazing was that? From ancient toothpaste to the world's longest river and the secret origins of Cleopatra, Egypt is just full of surprises. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface. Every time you think you know the story, you find another hidden chamber, another secret passage in its history. It just goes to show you that there's always more to learn, always another layer to explore. I honestly had so much fun digging into these facts with you guys today. Now I want to hear from you. What was your favorite fact from the video? Was it the cat worshipping, the 3,800-year-old world record, or the delicious sounding koshari? Let me know down in the comments below. I love reading what you guys think, and if you have any other cool facts about Egypt, share them. Let's turn the comment section into a giant fun fact party. I bet there are tons more mind-blowing things we can all learn from each other. And hey, if you had fun today and want to go on more adventures through history, science, and all the amazing things our world has to offer, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that little notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We have so much more cool stuff planned. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.